Hello, this is Dr. Shane. How are you doing? Excited about being in the group today. I definitely wanted to share a big thing that I see when couples struggle to get on the same page. A lot of times they'll say, we're just maybe not compatible. We don't have what it takes to make it. Maybe we don't have what it takes to make it. I'm scared. We don't have that magic some other couples have. We're just too different. And we're going to talk about that today because I don't believe that's the case. So couples come to me all the time. I ask them to tell me a version of their history. One says story A. The other person says story B, which is not A. If you are in a relationship with your spouse and you're saying story A and they're saying story B, then you know what I'm talking about. Go to the browser and type in A or B, whichever one you want to be. So I get couples that come to me and they are saying something different. And I got to be honest, first week in practice, I was like, there are a lot of liars in the world and couples lie a lot. I realize they're not lying, they're just different. So we're going to talk about that. So differences are interesting, and I talked about two types of differences yesterday. I talk about lifestyle and personality. Lifestyle and personality. So I want to say it's like handedness. So those of you that are listening, tell me who you are, where you're from. Are you a lefty or a righty? Are you a lefty or a righty? So I am a righty. I'm a righty, right? So I remember I tore my rotator cuff. Thank God it was my left shoulder. See me grabbing the left? Because if I had grabbed the right, if I had torn the right shoulder, I probably never would have healed my rotator cuff. Because as soon as something's thrown to me, I catch it with my right hand. It's not personal. I love my shoulder. I want my shoulder to get better. But it's how I am wired. When it comes to personality and lifestyle, it's how people are wired. If someone's a neat freak and someone's OCD, we are not going to have a conversation that changes that. And I'll bet you, tell me if I'm wrong, you have had that conversation a million times with your spouse and you haven't changed it. What I want you to know, it's not personal. You hear that? It's not personal. It's baked in the cake. It's how they experience the world. Right. So I was talking about the rotator cuff. If you tear the rotator cuff with your dominant hand, you are much less likely to recover because you're going to do things intuitively. So I want you to know when you two are talking about things, it's important that we accept they are not personal. So if you are a neat freak and they are a slob, you may tell them a gazillion times how it affects you for them not to be neat. And they may tell you a gazillion times how it affects them to be neat. I think I got that, but vice versa. You get what I'm saying? So in these situations, what are we going to do? If you want your marriage to work, you have to do three things. First of all, you have to cut a deal. If they are a neat freak, you need to get someone to come in and help clean up and help deal with that. You need to make some decisions on, boy, maybe I'll just put my messy stuff in this side of the room, which is mine, or I'll put it in a closet and they just never go in there. Whatever it is, we have to cut a deal. The problem with cutting a deal is we have to give up something that's important to us. So if you and your spouse are struggling to get on the same page and you are opposites, the first thing you have to do is cut a deal. The second thing that you have to do is acknowledge their perspective. Acknowledge their perspective. So, give you an example. Introverts and extroverts, I talked about this yesterday. It is how you charge your battery. If you are an introvert, do you charge your battery with people or solitude? Go to the browser, type in a P if it's people, and an S if it's solitude, and I'll know whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. It isn't how well you get along with people. I have introverts that are in sales, and when they come home, you know how you hold up your phone and it's on that red bar, see up in the corner? That's how they feel. Their battery is drained. So to charge the battery, they need solitude. If you are an extrovert, you might want to charge it when your spouse and being with your family when you get home. So we need to cut a deal. So what does a deal look like? A deal could look like this. Hey, you get home at 6 to 6:15, 6:20, or 6:30. Hey, family time. 6:30 to 7:30, your time. 8, we eat. And it's just a way to cut a deal. It's just a way to cut a deal. So to do that, you have to acknowledge that, boy, this isn't personal. You need to recharge your battery, not because you don't love me, not because you're not attracted to me, not because you don't want to spend the rest of your life with me. It's not personal. Hey, babe, you want to recharge your battery with me because I help recharge your battery. So you want to spend time, not because you're needy. No, not because you're needy. Anyone know out there, am I preaching to the choir today? If so, type in a yes. Because if you are an extrovert married to an introvert and they come home and they want to recharge their battery on a solo tip, they're probably making you feel like you're needy and you're making them feel like you are neglected. So I want you to acknowledge it is not personal, and I want you to have some acceptance around that fact so that we could cut a deal. Anyways, this is one of the big reasons that couples struggle when they're different, because we hire the same and we marry the opposite. So if you're out there, I want you to think about you and your spouse's difference with regard to this. I want you to take one of them and I want you to cut a deal. I want you to cut a deal. Anyways, thanks a lot. I appreciate you, and I will see you tomorrow. This is our daily chat. Make it a great day. Talk to you soon. And thanks for being in the group.